Hey guys, so welcome back to Indirect Knowledge. This is Chunder here, and so this is the second tarot card reading that I'm going to do tonight for D. We just did one, and it was really about some of the physical attributes, characteristics, features, whatever you want to call them, of her future partner, her future husband. So now we're going to look at another question that's closely related to that one. I've been shuffling the spots off of these again to kind of like let the old energy go from the other reading. But the next one, what we want to know, what Dee would like to know now is, and this is what we'll focus on, is how or in what setting will I meet my future spouse? So how or in what setting will I meet my future spouse? So this is interesting. Something to do with maybe his family, I'm not sure. Sort of picking that up on some level. I see you meeting the family at some point here. His father seems very nice. His mother is nice too, actually, but she's more, I don't know, just a little bit serious. I'm picking up more of a serious vibe. Father is sort of more easygoing, kind of. He has opinions, but he's easier going. Kind of picking that up. I don't know why I'm picking up maybe like the house or something, but there's sort of an energy there I'm picking up about the family, like his family in particular. Not sure what that's about. We're just focusing in on this question now. What are some of the, what setting will I meet my future spouse? What way or how? Okay, so we'll cut these. And again, we're going to do another 3-card reading to get an idea of the for this one, it's situation, action, outcome. A little bit different than the other reading, just in the sense that each of these cards has a certain particular placement or a certain meaning to them. This is good for this type of a reading because what we're trying to identify is maybe like a particular location or or what the situation is that brings this about. And then what the actual action and stuff is surrounding all of it. So it's pretty cool. We're going to start with the first card here, which is a situation card. This is the Hanged Man. It's number 12 in the Major Arcana. So just for those of you that might not be too familiar with the tarot, we have the Major Arcana cards, and then we have the Minor Arcana. And the Major Arcana is really kind of like our life story. It's sort of like, it's our life lessons. And each life lesson is sort of like a revolution or a round. It's almost like if you're chanting japa and you get done with one round, it's time to turn around and start another round. And it takes you on a completely different journey in a completely different direction. And that's kind of the same thing here with this Major Arcana. Now, when we get to the Hanged Man, this is like about the halfway point in the Major Arcana. And so the journey's about halfway there. So there's about a halfway, so kind of a halfway point. But what this card is really about is really seeing things in a different way. It's not about being strung upside down or anything like that. It's about just, it's going to be a different kind of situation where you see things kind of differently, you know, and so it won't be like your norm. It's not going to be a situation that's going to be like, as far as where you guys meet, it's not going to be like the normal type of situation that you might imagine. It's not like you're going to meet this person necessarily at work probably, or meet them like, doing whatever it is that you do on a regular basis. It's just going to be maybe a more kind of formal, organized kind of event. I don't know. I'm just kind of picking that bit up. So that's sort of the situation around the meetup. I'm trying to just dive in and see if I can pick anything else up here. There's the yeah, this is just it's going to be kind of a story behind the meetup. Like it's going to be something that you'll be able to share in later years, maybe with your children or maybe with other people or something like that, and it's going to have some kind of a significance or a meaning behind it. You know, it's almost, you know, a situation like this, and I'm not saying, you know, don't take this at like total face value here, because I'm not saying this 100% on, you know, but just kind of like an example, to kind of give you an example. I don't see exactly how this happens, but I have kind of an example to kind of give you an indication of what I'm saying, so that when it does happen, you're kind of be a little bit aware of it, or maybe a little cognizant of it. So hopefully this helps you a little bit. But it's almost like, you know, like if something were to happen, or, you know, like this is just a crazy, silly example. Like if you were in an elevator and this person was going up the elevator with you, and then all of a sudden the elevator got stuck, you know, in between floors, and you were having to like talk to this person for in a close quartered situation, not because you necessarily wanted to, but just because that was the situation. There was really nothing you could do about it. That's kind of the vibe that I'm kind of getting as far as this situation goes, and kind of the meetup. It's just kind of one that you just kind of fell into, and for that reason, though, it kind of has a significance or sort of a story behind it. So that's kind of like what I'm kind of picking up with this. There's that 3 energy too, which is sort of that story kind of energy as well that I pick up. Now we have the Page of Cups. This is our action card. You know, I'll talk about that in a minute here, but the Page of Cups. Pages are messengers. They bring us messages, you know, invitations, messages, announcements, pronouncements, whatever you want to call it. And holding the cup, that cup right there, the Page of Cups, very specific to this particular message, is one of relationships. Well, and that's what we're talking about. So it's a message of relationships. So there's going to be some kind of a message, or some kind of a transmission, or something that happens, or some kind of someone's going to take some action on this, maybe on your behalf or something, to kind of guide the relationship into existence, to kind of guide the whole thing happening. And it's almost like, I don't know, almost like destiny or providence or fate would have it that this sort of just kind of, you know, just all these little pieces of the puzzle all just kind of come together and coalesce. And that it just kind of fits quite nicely. We also have the outcome card. The last card that we have is the outcome card, and that's the 7 of Swords. So this is interesting, because like this outcome card is like, this outcome card is, you see the 2 swords kind of behind, and then it's like the other swords are just kind of being taken away, with the 2 being left behind. It's sort of, you know, it's sort of kind of like that. It's like there will be some energy or some people and things involved with this whole thing before the 2 of you are really kind of left, you know, to your own device, or, you know, your own devices on some level. This is sometimes called the Thief in the Night card. And it's almost like, you know, but really the significance of this card is kind of going it alone. You know, it's sort of like, okay, we've done all of this. We've kind of put this into motion, this relationship and that. And now it's time to, like, you know, people are going to be scattering on some level, and now it's about the celebrations are over, and now it's about settling in. And so there's sort of that settling in time, but it's also that kind of like this person goes and kind of their way and kind of gets out there and does a little bit with, probably mostly to do with like their profession and that kind of thing. And it's sort of like just kind of creeping off to go do that, while at the same time leaving the good memories there in the household or with you. And it's loving, and at the same time there's a lot of professionalism and things going on. I see a lot of success, like in the relationship as far as the finances go in that. But I also see love too. I see like there's like a commitment, and there's a commitment to you, very much so, but there's a deep commitment also to work. So like this person is going to be kind of a worker, and so maybe you'll have a positive influence on him as far as getting him to relax a little bit, that type of thing. So that kind of gives an idea of sort of the situation, the action, and the outcome pertaining to like how this thing will come about to some degree. I wish I could get more for you on the exact specifics, and if I do, I definitely will share them with you. But for now, that's really all I've got. Trying to think of what else here. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. But just as a reminder, guys, if you're watching this and this is the first reading that you're tuning into tonight, don't forget we have courses, we have contact information, there's donations if you want to support or tip out the channel or whatever, you're welcome to do that. I also have other information and things. You can join the list and get on the list, and anytime we have new things coming about, you can get information about all that. But anyways, just visit indirectknowledge.com, and I'll also have that website in the description below this video. And thanks for tuning into the channel. Thank you for staying with me and staying engaged. Much love and many blessings to you all, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Indirect Knowledge.